the episode that we have next Tuesday, for example, the Christmas episode, that one was really difficult. We shot in a mall for like almost 2 weeks. And it was we had to start super, super early. So I was up at like 2, and because we need to finish shooting inside the mall by 11 or 10:30 or whatever it was, because people were coming to the mall. And so, things, it just kind of varies and play it out, and then that was just, so then you kind of lose your rhythm of like, when do you work out? Well, I don't work out at 1:30 in the morning because, you know what I mean? So you got to kind of figure that out. Then you get home, you're so kind of fried that you're like, I don't want to. Then you lose the rhythm of working out. You know what I mean? So then you got to bring that back
I don't
in.
know how you do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what, but do you work out then during the week? Like, how do you even find the time then?
So, I've kind of worked out that on set I work out. So I got those bands, which actually Kellen showed me years ago. And I was like, I don't do bands. I do go to the gym. And obviously, guy was a lot further ahead in the evolution of that than I was. But
So we're talking about resistance bands.
yeah, those resist, but they're really
Yeah.
good. Like they
Yeah.
actually get like a really good workout. And then I try to, go for a run 3 times a week, bike 3 times a week, and then yoga. I try to do that every day. So it's just like, I get up like an hour and a half before I go to work. So if I get picked up at 5:30, I'm up at like 4, 3:30, and then I do my yoga, and then if I get the chance to do the bike, I'll do that. And but like I said, that one episode threw me for a loop. I'm just starting to get back into the rhythm now.
Yeah. Well, I have to tell you also, so when I started watching it, it did actually freak me out right away because I was in a similar but not anywhere near this situation at one point at a mall. So I was in, I don't know if you even heard about this on the news. I feel like it was March 2019, and I was in LA. It was at the Century City Mall. So I'm meeting a friend for
Mm-hmm.
lunch, and I had done interviews for the whole week. I go out to LA for about a week at a time, then I come back here. So I was
Mm-hmm.
wrapping up all my interviews, meeting my friend at the Century City Mall at a restaurant that's anchoring the mall, but it's like outside the entrance. So I'm sitting outside
Mm-hmm.
the restaurant entrance, and she texts me and she said, "There's a shooter in the mall." And so I then suddenly I saw people just running, like exactly like in this episode. There were just people running outside, and then it was, I don't even know what to say except that I will never forget it. We all basically just ran as far away from the mall as we could. Nobody was hurt, luckily, in the end, but the whole mall was on lockdown, and there were just helicopters, police officers everywhere. And there was somebody with a gun.
Mm-hmm.
And it was really scary. So as soon as I saw this episode, I was like, it really felt realistic to me. Like, this is exactly what it felt like.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, I won't spoil anything except for the fact that it didn't turn out well, in certain ways, the
Mm-hmm.
most important ways. I don't want to give away what
Mm-hmm.
happened to who or whatever, but that was intense. So,
Mm-hmm.
what do you think when you were ready to do it? Did you have to kind of get into some kind of mental armor or something like that?
Well, firstly, that's a intense experience that you had. I remember that. I absolutely remember that. I do think, interestingly, I was just thinking about the response to that. It was pretty spectacular, I thought. You're at Century City Mall, that
Yeah.
Beverly Hills Police Department is really good. The SWAT, I mean, I think it was really kind of in regards to how those things shake down, which is not always positive. And I'm not saying that this was positive, but certainly in regards to what could have happened, I think that they handled that quite well.
I agree. It was very quick, and I have never seen so many police cars, ambulances, helicopters, the works, like
Mm,
instantly. Yeah.
mm, 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 mm. So yeah, I mean, ours was like, I didn't have that experience that you had, and that would have troubled me if I had of, I think. So I'm hoping that you're okay after watching the episode.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. But
Okay.
I really
Okay.
felt like it was well done. It was not
Okay.
traumatic for me, but I
Okay.
appreciate your concern. Yeah.
Um, yeah, look, I think it was about, trying to, we hear so much about those things and you see them, and it was just basically about trying to create the reality of what that would feel like, that kind of chaos. And then without giving too much away as well, the whole thing starts off with, me and my family shopping for Christmas gifts in the mall. So you can only imagine if you're the audience and not you,
Mm-hmm.
because I know what happens then. But it really, and look, I keep saying it about this show, and I keep trying to find it no matter what's going on, and that is that the piece is driven with this kind of emotional core attached to it. And I think that we did that from day one, and I've tried to maintain that as often as possible. And that is this kind of connection to family, to people that you care for. In this particular show and these kind of circumstances, it envelops everybody because it's my family, Roxy, who plays Barnes' family, and then my team, and so it's really kind of all the people that you care about uh, uh, are either in jeopardy or really concerned for your well-being. And so it creates this environment of because I just saw it too. I saw it in a cut a while ago, but I just saw the final cut. And it creates this kind of, it's a deeper, it's an emotional journey from the moment you start because you're dealing with people you love,
Mm-hmm.
and that's set up really quickly, and then the next thing you know, we're in and we're going, and it goes, and it's a fast-paced piece. It moves really nicely. It moves really quickly. It's chaotic. And then in the midst of all of that kind of drama and chaos and kind of ill will is this beautiful kind of family story,
Yeah.
and,
Yeah.
I love it, like even that scene where they Tally and Sarah caught with that guy, and I won't explain it too much because I don't want to give away too much, but it's emotional, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm assuming that our audience is pretty much kind of tapped into the emotional core of our show, so they care about the characters, and so it gets you like,
Definitely.
right?
That's the trick, I think, with the show, right? Because you have all the storylines and the action and all of that, but the real thing that probably keeps people glued to it week after week, I would think you know better than I do, is the family stories.
Well, I think you probably know just as well as I do, but yeah, that's it, right? It's the connection to your heart or your spirit or your mind or something that you invest in, right? I think we invest in all of these characters, and they're all completely invested in this piece.
All right, so
Uh,
let's go a little bit behind the
Now,
scenes.
if I
So you,
get dark, just so you know, the sun's setting over here. Sorry, I don't know where I am right now.
I know,
So
I see, but that's okay.
yeah,
The same thing
of
happened the other day for me. So I was interviewing. It was Apollo Ono. Do you remember him? He was a speed skater in the Olympics. So
course,
he,
yes,
so I'm interviewing him a couple of days ago. The same thing happened. He
yeah.
became like a
It's
white,
just gonna get
bright
slower.
white.
I got one of these beautiful light things or whatever this is from work. So if I need to turn that on, you let me know, and
Okay,
I'll
what is it? What do you have? Like a ring light or is it an
yeah,
LED or
it's like a
something?
ring on a stand.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so I'll keep an
Whatever.
eye out.
I mean, it's gonna look horrible for a second.
Yeah, but you
Whoa.
know what? It'll adjust. It'll look fine after, but don't use it yet. You know why? Because I don't want it to run. Is it plugged in or is it battery?
No, it's plugged. It's
Oh, it's
ready to.
plugged. Oh,
Yeah,
okay. So you
yeah.
know what? Maybe you should turn it on. Turn it on. Let's see what happens. It'll
Okay.
probably adjust after a couple of seconds. So it might look weird at first, but oh wait, now it's off. Okay, now hold on. Oh, you're trying the different settings?
No, I'm just trying to turn it on because I
Oh,
think if I go, it goes hotter, right? Yeah, it goes really.
that's
So
good.
that's low,
That's
and then
good.
you can change the color of the thing. So that's like a yellowy kind of thing, and then that's like a mixed, and that's white.
I think I like a little slightly yellower. Yeah.
That's mixed yellow and white.
Maybe mix.
Yellow, yellow.
That's good too, actually, right there. I like that.
All right.
Let's keep
So
that.
is that okay? And then I won't disappear. I don't want to be just fading into the background.
Yeah, I think you're good, just like that. So we'll keep it like that. It's good to have those lights. You need to do it because I used to do the same thing. I would set myself up right in front of a window. So during the day, when the days weren't so short, I found that the window light was better than any. I've tried all the different lights because after COVID, I had to get the whole setup at home. So I tried that. And then I realized one day that the actual window, and I would turn off all the lights in my in the room, and it was perfect. But then the clock switched.
I know. Then it's getting dark at 3:30. I did exactly the same thing because after I saw you, you know, I went like I said, I did an 8-month road trip. So, and I was going to places I never even thought I was going, or, you know what I mean? Like, it was like this unpredictable whatever. And so I'd arrive at all these places, never I'd go, I kept doing, because we were still trying to keep the show going and remain kind of just stay present in regards to the show. And so, you know, we did all these promos and interviews and stuff. And I found everything was like, just get in front of that natural light that's coming through the window, and it looks good.
It's still everything. It's all about the natural light. I'm a believer in that. I know you can't do it in a studio, but I am a believer in natural light. So, yeah. Okay, so let's back up to the show a second and tell me a little bit more about okay, so it took 2 weeks just to tape inside the mall. So when you say inside the mall, do you mean all the indoor scenes, or was that just the mall in the middle of the mall, and did you have a set somewhere else that you were using?
No. So what we did was we would use, so you know how the mall, you know, you kind of go into a mall, and then you go up the escalators, then you go to all the shops, and there's usually a kind of cavernous type thing, and you look down to all the other levels and that kind of stuff. So inside of that area, we had till about 10:30 every day. So we started about 4 or 5, I think it was. Maybe start shooting at 5 and shot through till 11. But then what we did was we used a couple of stores, and then we used a couple of storage facilities and a couple of other things. And then we had to kind of, you know, you would go in a door, and then we would have to set up at on stage. So it was kind of a bit of a variety, but we were trying to get as much stuff as possible at the mall so that it really kind of continued that feeling. In fact, there was one scene that we were struggling to get. We didn't manage it getting, but they copied it exactly of what it looked like in the mall, and we moved that to one of the stages. So,
okay.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about malls now?
Oh, I love them, man. Can't wait to go to my next mall. Want to hang out there again. No, you know, it's so funny because I couldn't stop shopping, and this is just so ridiculous. Okay. I don't know what happened. I mean, of course I know what happened, but I haven't shopped for, I don't know how long. Like, first of all, I don't do anything but work. So there's no point in me shopping. I have a closet full of clothes as big as this room, and I don't wear any of them. I just wear my stuff that I go to work in and whatever, right? So I do not need to shop. But you're sitting in a mall, right? And you're working in a mall, and it's just looking at you the whole time. And it's everything from clothing to shoes to Best Buy to, you know, and so I just kept shopping, you know, chocolates. I went to Best Buy. I think I ordered 3 computers.
What?
I don't know. I don't even know what happened. And then I left, and I was so kind of exhausted and nauseated by the mall. I called them and said, I can't come and pick them up. And they're like, well, we can deliver them. And I said, don't worry about it. I didn't want them anymore.
That is so funny. So you canceled the order completely?
Yes. I canceled the computers. Oh my God. I'm glad I did too, because my wife would have killed me. But yeah, no, it was really funny. It was really
so it just beckons. So that's so funny. Yeah. That's why I mean, malls are still happening, right? So for a reason, they know what they're doing. They're like, if we can get people in, we're going to sell things, I guess.
And by the way, I love that. You know what I mean? Like, when I moved over from Australia to California, you know, the Beverly Center, you know, the Beverly Center?
Yeah.
I mean, I was there every day, either going to the movies or shopping, you know, with money I probably didn't even have. So you know, they certainly know what they're doing, but they also, I don't know, there's a sense of, you know, we were talking about that kind of bake off British Italian kind of feel good thing about people. And I don't know, there's something about malls that kind of makes you feel comfort that you can just kind of get everything you want. So
Yeah, no, that's true. I mean, I get it, but I'm not a mall person by nature anyway. But it is interesting though too. So you haven't shopped in a long time. You have a whole you have clothes everywhere. So are you a clothes person? Like, do you feel like I want to wear these things and go out places, or do you not care?